In the cut.
Oh, we live in the cut?
We live in the cut.
It's just in there. That's how it just pops up, bro. Like, how you guys doing?
We are live in the cut. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. What's going on, YouTube world, Twitch, Facebook? Let me just make this full screen. And hey, we see y'all. We see you guys on the check-in.
What's going on, everyone?
Say hello.
What's up?
Drop a like, drop a share, tell a friend, jump on here. We got an amazing guest on here today. And we want to jump right into it. For those who have, for those that are, just joining in, if it's your first time seeing this podcast, my name is Jive, our very esteemed co-host, Pedro, and our special guest, my guy Joel Cap, aka Mr. No Cap, aka Mr. Fundamental, aka Mr. A Little Off the Side. And I really wanted to have him on here. I wanted to have him on here because, one, congratulations for your 10 years.
Thank you.
Bro, 10 years of winning, man. This guy's a barbershop owner.
I'll shake your hand, my man. Broken.
Ask him how he broke it.
Oh, yeah. Playing softball. Not even basketball. Oh, man.
So,
yeah, it's terrible.
He's been winning for 10 years, in the industry, man. And doing 10 years of anything is no joke. So obviously he's doing something right. And, our goal here on this podcast is really to break down, backstories and different journeys of people that are entrepreneurs. So we can share the stories around the world. So, people could actually, my hope is that someone in the Philippines that finally is getting Wi-Fi for the first time could see this and say, hey, look, I could do something outside of a call center or the medical field or nursing or a mailman or something. I don't know, whatever it is, just to give you some insight. And, again, 10 years of winning sounds amazing, but I'm sure there's a lot of gems that you could learn and you could apply to any business that you're a part of, whether you're a barbershop owner or maybe you own a hair salon, maybe you own a nail salon, maybe you own a gym, maybe you're a business owner of some sort. There's something to be learned. And again, if we could be able to shed some light on that, that's the main goal here. And again, just to congratulate our guy Joel for 10 years of winning. Yes. And so we just gonna jump right into it. Yeah, and again, shout out to all the nurses. This is not a knock on nursing. What I am saying though is that if there's people looking to venture outside of their journey, outside of what they're already doing,
There's nothing wrong with that.
it's okay. But for those who don't know who you are, man, just tell them a little bit of who you are and where you are today.
All right. Well, I'm Joel, Joel Capili, however you call me. I've been a barbershop owner for 10 years now.
Let's go.
Wow, I'm getting nervous. And
Doing great, bro.
I've been a barbershop owner for about 10 years now, but I've been cutting hair, I would say, since my very, very first haircut was when I was 12 years old. And I remember going into BJ's with my mom, the wholesale club, and her best friend does hair for a living, and my dad's best friend at the time did hair for a living. So I always called them like my aunt and uncle, or like Tito and Tita. And I guess I was around it a lot, and I never thought it was gonna be like a career or what it is today. But so
What did your mom say when you were doing it? Were they down or were they like?
no, they were pretty supportive.
That's cool.
During the time I made the decision, I actually had a conversation with them, and like to be a barber full time. I had a conversation with my mom and dad, and I told them I don't think I want to be a nurse, like Jive said, and they were pretty supportive. And I think what helped was that they saw their friends' success in doing hair also. So and my tita Linda, she's had a beauty salon for over, I want to say 35, 40 years in Astoria on Ditmars Boulevard.
Shout out to Tita.
Word.
Yes.
40 years. It's a long time.
Yeah, she's doing her thing, and right now she could just pick up and leave, go to California, do whatever she wants, So, but besides that, so then we're in BJ's. Going back to where I first started. Wall, they were selling clippers, like not even clippers with like a lever. It was just clippers with guides and a video on a VHS. I don't know if some people here don't know what VHS is, but
That was a long time ago.
It's a cassette that you have to rewind, play, and watch it. If you want to watch it again, you have to stop it, rewind it, and so there was it was a cassette tape, and it came with how to cut hair with clippers. And I remember watching it in my sister's room and just like trying to practice the way I always wanted to do a fade. So like they showed it as take the clipper and just bring your hand up. No, like, and like me and Jive, no, that's not how you do it.
It's not as simple as it sounds.
Yeah, so I remember if he's watching, his name is Alex Figueroa. I was like, yo, I know how to cut hair. I watched this video. He's my elementary school friend.
He said, really?
And I was like, yo, I watched the video. I took no guard and just kept going like this for about an hour and a half to 2 hours until I was like, yo, I can't go any higher, So, and he had curly hair too. So that wasn't even falling down, nothing. So, okay. So that's how I started cutting hair, and then just kept doing it in my friend's garage. Shout out to Singer Jay if you're watching. Cutting just like my really close friends and even kids from the park. They would come to my hallway in my parents' house, and I'll cut their hair there. No shape-up clip or nothing. Just straight up
We've been there.
a fade clip,
There.
So fast forward a little bit. This was in 1999, 2000. I used to get haircuts by my house called Choice Cuts. And my boy worked there, Al cuts with me now.
Oh, fire.
And my other boy, Gio, he was cutting there too. And me and my boy, Pat, were just waiting for a haircut. And I'm like, yo, man, there's mad people here. Like, how long am I going to be here for? And I was like, you know what? Let me just ask him if I could cut my boy Pat's hair. So then I go there, and we walk in, and, we're just hanging out. And I go to Gio, like, yo, Gio, can I just cut my boy's hair while we wait? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, he you know, like an Asian kid, two tall Asian kids, because Pat's like 6'4", 6'5", walk into a barbershop in Woodhaven on Jamaica Avenue, and then the Asian kid goes, "Yo, I could cut his hair." I don't even know what they were thinking at the time. In the late 90s,
whose tools were you using?
so he let me use one of the Barber's clippers.
Oh, you were cool with them, man.
I was cool with them, yeah. But
Yeah,
exactly. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that before, you know. So he's like, "Yo, you could just use Charles clippers over there." I was like, "All right, whatever." So I cut his hair, and then long story short, he goes, "Yo, you want to work here?" I'm like, "Work here?" I'm still like in college. I just started college, and I was working. I think I was working at the U.S. Open, and I was working at Aldo Shoes also in the mall at the same time.
You were working.
Yeah. So I was like, "Work here? How am I going to work?" He said, "You just come on the weekends and then just see what you can do." And haircuts back then were like only like $8-10 stuff like that. I was like, "All right, cool."
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And then it just from there, I started seeing myself in the shop more, waiting for customers to come. And then, like, you know, you would get these calls like, "Yo, can you wait for me?" So I would stay there till like 11, 12. And then there was a braider there at the time too. And like, I would wait for them to finish braiding their hair and then give them a shape up. And I think the latest I was at a shop was like at 191. And like, I was just for like $10, bro. Like
now you're like, I'm not here.
But you know, I did it. You know, so like,
Mike goes, you was cutting in the stock room.
oh yeah, and I was cutting in the stock room at Aldo's too.
Let's go.
While we were working, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the. I used to cut this Filipino stock boy. His name was Dendan.
Wow.
Yeah. And Mike too. I used to cut his hair. But yeah, man, it was just a long journey. And then like while I was in school, while I was working other jobs, and then I guess I just like, you know what? Like, let me just stop everything and let me just work in the barbershop full time. So then I did that. And then I did that in a shop where I was making percentage. So, you know, at that time it was like 50-50, you know, so that $10 gets cut into $5,
right?
And then plus tip. So, you know, whatever you mean. So I worked there. It was a shop called Goodfellas on Jamaica Avenue on 80th Street, where my shop is now. So, you know, I was always cool with the owner there and the staff there. And I brought my clientele there that I made from the first shop. And so, you know, I just kept cutting hair there for 50-50. And then I got an opportunity when, you know, like barbershops just like, everyone just started renting chairs. So like, oh man, rent a chair? Yeah. And then you start doing the math in your head. You're like, I'm bringing in this much. I could bring in this much. You know what I mean? So then my boy Al, he opened up a shop on his own. And he offered me just to rent the chair. I was like, yeah, you know, I gave him 2 weeks. I never burned any bridges with anyone. And then I just left and I started doing that, like renting a chair. And then that's when I was making like good money. Like, not, you know, like I was making decent money because I got so used to a point where I was making like 50% of my money, but now I'm seeing like 85, 90% of it. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah, big difference.
I mean, like, but then I'm like, oh wow, this is all paying off now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went to my boy shop Al, and then we were there for a few years. And fast forward a little bit, it wasn't working out in the space that we were in, and I was still cutting the landlord, the owner of the shop that I just came from. I was still cutting his hair because you know what it is. It's like we built a relationship, me and the owner. And he's the owner and the landlord of the building that I'm in now. So we built the relationship, and you know, like I'm cool with his mom, I'm cool with his family, and he was like, "Listen, the shop that I own, all the barbers left," and I'm like, "Oh man, okay." So he's like, "Yo, opportunity only knocks once." That's what he told me. And I was like thinking about it. He'll come the next week for a haircut.
So he was proposing that you take over.
He was proposing that I'll take over a shop, but they've been closed for about 2 months already because I couldn't.
Yeah, everyone left.
Everyone left because, and then no one's going there because you know, you're not gonna go to a shop like you left, right? Like, it's no secret, right? Like, you left.
Like, they're still looking for me.
Like they know where to find them.
So you know, most of your clients aren't gonna go back there and say, oh, I need a haircut. They're just gonna say, yo, where you at, Jive? Like, and support you because you built a relationship with them, and you know, like it's all about supporting people, you know. So, I kept prolonging it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just do it, you know. So I had some money saved, and then I just
went for it.
I just went for it, nervous. So then when I got there, I had to do a lot of renovations, basically a whole gut job, because I wanted to do it the way like I pictured it, you know. So I was like searching like Google searching like shops and like how, and I kind of had a feeling on like what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like a modern look, and then like I wanted to have like partitions, but I did it. So like, but it just like after a while, it just kind of, you know, like you get tired of the look and then you just renovate. So that's really it. So that was like the starting point of my barbershop ownership 10 years ago in April, when I turned 30, like right before I turned 30. Oh no, after I turned 30. Sorry.
After you turned 30,
yeah.
I got it.
When I was 30 years old already, yeah.
It must be a thing. I did this before I turned 30 as well.
Wow, I just babbled a lot, right?
No, bro. That was great right there, man. So, shout out to everybody.
That was good.
We got a bunch of people on the YouTube. Check in, man. Make sure you drop a like.
Yeah,
Make sure you drop a like.
I'll do it.
Share.
He was cutting us. That's how no one was getting their shoes, bro.
And what's going on? You see you, brother. Shout out to Anthony. So I mean, that right there was a lot to unpackage, you know, and that's why I love hearing these stories, because there's somebody that's in your situation that's so many people are forced to be in a situation where it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to school, I'm going to college, or I've been working this job that I went to school for, and now you come up with there's an opportunity that shows up, and you got to make a decision.
Quick.
And you know you were put in that situation. So, but before we dive into that, I did want to ask, because you had mentioned, you know, you were cutting at other shops. How many shops did you cut at before you went to?
Before I owned?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 shops.
4 shops. Well,
okay.
The second to last, the one right before I opened my shop, me and Al were renting a space in a graphic store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I knew this guy.
you definitely met him. Al from A Straight Razors.
Oh,
the beard.
Yes, A Straight Razors. Al. Yes. shout out to my guys at A Straight Razors.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that too, because that's kind of really where I met you. Because I knew you from basketball, but like.
But I went up to you. I was like, I introduced myself to you. I was like, yo, man, I remember saying like, yo, you did a good job, man. Because you know, like, I saw your haircut. I was like, yo, your haircut came out really good. And I think, I don't know if you won that year or what.
That was the belt.
The belt?
That was the
belt. Championship time?
I think it was the tape up.
Oh, maybe it was the tape up?
Yeah,
okay.
It was the tape up challenge.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that one I lost terribly.
Oh.
But I appreciate your support.
But he like the tape up though, so
yeah.
I appreciate your support. Second time around we won first place. But so you ended up let me backtrack. Matter of fact, even before you opened up your store, you decided to go full time. What made you decide to go full time on basically entrepreneurship? Because again, barbering is not a 9 to 5, and not getting paid salary. What made you take that leap?
You know, like, I guess it was the support that I had, and like, your customers, I'm pretty sure they told you, yo, when are you gonna open your thing? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do your own thing? When are you gonna, and it just gets embedded in your head, and then it's just like, like I could do it, like why rent a space from like a small area where I could rent, just
pay yourself.
Yeah, and like look at the bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this, most of all, I got the support from my family, and then, which is huge, and then friends, of course, and the people that I've been cutting for already 10 years,
Now that's the thing, because most, again, growing up, I'm sure a lot of people could relate, whether you're in a Filipino household or not, like your parents. And entrepreneurship wasn't as popping as it is now. Now everybody has their own business, and that's what it is. It's about, you know, supporting, like you said, and you know, just having having the balls to just say, hey, you know what, I am gonna do this. You know,
that was like, I remember the nerves that I had.
Because you're in school.
I was in school.
You also, I'm sure you're working. You know,
So everything was happening.
Figure it out.
Well, at that time,
you finished school too.
No, I didn't finish. So at that time, I was at Queens College. I was going for media studies when I first started cutting hair in the shop. And then, you know, my parents were like, what are you doing with media studies? We ain't doing media studies. You know, you should go into medical. Right? Like,
yeah.
Because, you know, like as a parent, you know, you want the best for your kids.
You can get a job anywhere.
Yeah,
That's
you want the best. You want the best for your kids. You want to make sure that, like I want to make sure that my son is good for the future. You know, like, and I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. So you try to make like you try to guide him in the right path, and then like, you know, I guess now, like if I'm guiding my son into a path that I think is the best for him, because we all want the best for our kids, and then they go off that path, they're gonna feel like, what are you doing? You know, you have to stay on the path. This is the best path for you. You know, like, but then, you know, as an individual, you become like older, wiser, you know, and you know their ways aren't always going to be the best way or their way, and you know you gotta like fight them a little bit, you know, and then once they see how passionate you are about what you do and like how much you love it, you know, they support you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're your parents or your family or your friends, you know, like that's huge. Like whenever you get support from people that you care about, you love, and that you're with most of the time.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah. So like even if you feel like you're about to fail, it's like, man, all these people believed in me. You know, like I can't like fail. You know what I mean? Like
I love that.
So like why, you know, like you just have to keep going, you know, like me, I feel like I'm still going, you know, but you know, now that my time is of the essence now with the kids and the wife, and you know, but you know, I'm still doing okay.
No, of course. Well, what you said was, I'll backtrack to what you said, bro. That's huge. Is you know, showing people that you're really about it. You know, you gotta show them that you got some skin in the game, or else it's like. Because I remember I was already in barber school. I think I was already working at the barbershop already at that time as well. And at that time, my mom, you know, my mind is already set. Like I'm gonna cut hair, but my parents, they're like, well, are you going back to school? You still going back to school, right? I'm like, yes, I'm going. College is gonna be there. I have classmates that are 50 years old. Like they're not college ain't going anywhere. I'm coming back. So you know, but I had to just keep going, showing up, cutting hair, and so my mom was just like, all right, I'm gonna stop bugging you. You seem to be like serious about it.
You buy a nice bag. You're like, oh wow, he's making a lot of money.
Yeah. So, you know, that was let me see what's going on. Yo, Jason, what's going on? Jason says Joel is the Filipino Ford Hall of Fame. Yes. Mr. Big Fundamental, killing it. I love it. We got some questions too, and we got some good. We definitely gonna save some questions. But since this one popped up, ED says, "What age?" His
name is Edgar.
Oh, okay. Ed, what's going on, man? What age do you have your first haircut in your house?
Oh, how old was I when I first started cutting hair? I guess like 14, 15, because like the kids that were coming through were about like 11, 12. And some of them I see today. They come to my shop today.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy. It's like Woodhaven is like a really small, big community. And, you know, they just support, like, you know, like I became like the hood barber. You know what I mean? So like
most of you guys.
Yeah, most of us are like just, you know, we're hood barbers.
So you were
like,
14 when you started like getting your first haircut?
I was like 12 or 13. To my friend Alex that I told you. I was just
like, wow.
Yeah.
Man. So, okay, cool. So
is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought he meant like in my parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said in your house. Oh.
So you ended up going full time. Now you full time. You start cutting hair. You're in a bunch of different shops. You say you didn't burn any bridges when you left,
No.
right? So
I
talk
never-
about that, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people right now.
Like you
that's
gave him a
also-
2-week notice?
I gave him a 2-week notice. Yeah.
2 weeks.
If he's hearing this, yeah, I gave him a 2-week notice. So
Okay.
I took 50% for 2 more weeks.
And you had a chance to get 100, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, for me, I just
because you never know what's gonna happen. Like
Well,
what
I
if
got
like it didn't work out with me and Al? Like what if our personalities didn't like mesh? And so you just never. For me, I never try to burn bridges. So
Yeah.
especially in a work environment. You know.
for sure.
So I hope no one does that with you. I mean, that's happened to me plenty of times in my shop. Like I hire someone and then they just leave and then.
What's the hiring? Man, this
Yeah,
is
what is
Yo,
that?
it's crazy, man. I like hiring hiring people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've had crazy stories. Like, I try to give people a chance, like, and
Well, hold on. Well, how do we get the people first?
what?
That's funny.
Yeah,
I looked it up.
how do they find you? How are you find? Are you getting them from like a barber school, or are you people that
So-
you already know in your network?
All right. So the first person that I hired was Augie, who's with me. So it's me, Al, and Augie.
Okay.
And
3 of y'all.
Okay. 3 of us, they've been with me since the beginning, since I opened up the gates. They were there. Augie's cousin said, "Yo, my cousin is in barber school. He wants to cut hair with you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like perfect, And I didn't go to barber school,
Oh wow.
so I just learned everything on my own. And like
Okay.
Gio helped me and
From
watching.
BJ's Wholesale Club.
And from BJ's, thank you, BJ's Wholesale.
Way
Love
to
you.
go,
Way to go.
Let's get sponsored.
Way to go.
On the wall.
Just watch it off the tape
Yeah.
and repetition.
Yeah, and
That's funny.
I remember going in the shop and I get flashbacks, not flashbacks, but I reminisce on like the struggle, like being first a new barber, right? That's one. Being an Asian in a barbershop, and it's just like, you're already giving a bad haircut before you even start to some people.
Right in their mind.
Yeah, they're
makes
like,
sense.
and they're constantly looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's this guy doing? Why is he on this area so long? Like, you just feel like their body language. You know what I mean? And so with Augie, he just came out of barber school, but I knew the only way he was gonna learn is from watching and from experience, right? Like, you have to continue on what you're doing in barber school. Like in barber school, did they teach you a lot? Like, or was it all like, yo, here, he wants a skin fade and a 3 on top?
Right. Yeah. It was a lot more figure it out on your own.
Exactly.
The same way.
Same exact way.
Yeah.
So but after a while, look, and then you win they didn't teach you how to win a battle, right?
Exactly. No, definitely not.
So, it's all about repetition and
So, but wait,
confidence in yourself. Sorry.
No, not to cut you. No, not to cut you. So obviously, you're learning how to cut hair. So, but the people that you got, where was it? Or that you're looking for, did they need to have their license to work with you? Is that like something that you're looking for, or is it mainly like somebody's referring them to you, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna give him a chance?
And you give him a shot the same way.
Well, he had his apprentice license already. Me and Al already had our master barber license. So I was just giving him a chance, really. And then I got another guy after that. I forgot his name. It's a Russian guy. He just came in and he was like, hey, I want to work with you guys. Like, he likes the shop. Just by the shop alone, people want to work there because it's,
I get that, yeah.
So he's like, can I work here? And I was like, yeah, I have an open chair. You know what I mean? So, you could start. And then he gave his first haircut, and I could just tell he wasn't ready. And it was like,
Was it one of his guys, one of your guys.
It was just a walk-in.
It was the $8 cut.
Probably, yeah. And I already had someone straight out of barber school, which is all me. And the traffic flow wasn't as much because we're a brand new shop. Everyone was just going to me or Al, and because we already had our clients. So I had to cut it, So he wasn't ready. So I said, listen, I was like, listen, I don't feel you're ready. You're more than welcome to stay here and just watch us. And if you wanna No, and I was like, if you want to bring in your friends, if you want to bring your
I
friends,
love that. Yeah.
you know,
cut their hair.
you could cut their hair, and I'll help you.
Right.
You know, so he
I like that.
didn't want to do that. So which is fine. You know, I couldn't. I did my part.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he didn't want to do that. Another guy, he came in. He's like, "Oh, my name is Fresh." A short guy from Miami. I was like, okay, if you want to work, he was telling me all his credentials. This shop wants me to manage their shop. I was like, okay, you want to work here? I need proof of ID. I need a driver's license. And,
I gotta start asking for driver's license.
yeah, because you don't know who's walking in. So like,
You have to.
Hold on now. Hold on to something. I'm not even checking.
unless I'm like,
background check.
That's a smart move.
I mean, not that I did a background check, but it was just like, I need to know who came in here.
That makes sense because that's gonna be your partner, bro.
Right, he's gonna be right next to me. I'm like,
Every
oh
day.
man, officer, this guy Fresh robbed the whole store.
Fresh around.
So so he kept prolonging. Oh man, my ID is in my house, and I'm not living in my house right now. So I was like, you know what, man, it's just forget it. And he cut somebody's hair. Like I think he cut like 2 people or whatever. And he said he was cutting hair for so long. Like I'm looking at your stuff. He came in with like something like this. Like if you're a barber, you have a lot of things.
Right.
So he didn't have anything. Just had a pair of clippers. I think he found my old wall clippers with the video.
He went to DJ.
And then it just happened. We had another guy too, and
no, but again, you definitely true to not burning the bridges. That's for sure.
yeah.
So how many barbers you got in your shop?
Just 3. It's just me, Al, and Augie now, and we only have room for 3
Yeah.
Nice.
because what happens is like when you have a big shop. I worked in a big shop. The first shop I worked in was about 5-6 people, and then the next one had 12 chairs.
Yeah.
And like guys don't get along with guys sometimes, and there's just too many personalities. It's not like a healthy environment, So like with me, Al, and Augie, we know how we know Al knows how I am. I know how Al is. We know how Augie is, and like we're with each other all the time, right?
Yeah.
So our personalities maybe they mesh, but we have the understanding like, oh, it's just maybe he's just having a bad day, or like that's just how he is.
Right.
We all have like understanding. So, and it's a healthy environment because it's like you don't like a customer comes in and you hear two barbers arguing with each other, or like
Right.
it's just it's bad for business.
No,
Of course. You don't want to see
on
that.
the outside. Definitely doesn't look good on the outside. So, what I did want to ask is, so now you have you had the passion to start cutting hair. You stuck through it. You got your license. You've been you started working at other shops. You ended up opening up your own store. And then now you have your boys working with you. These are your guys.
Mm-hmm.
How is it like? How were you approaching it as the shop owner when you master plan this whole thing? Where you like, hey, so like obviously I'm sure you have your business where you do rent or booth rent or percentage. But as far as like scheduling goes, like were you micromanaging people?
No, I try not to.
Their success was up to them.
Right,
Yes.
because that's how
Like
the game is,
Yep,
really,
yep.
So like if you're not putting in your time, you're not gonna make money, basically, So like, like the rent of the place is gonna be covered regardless. So it's like, so I started.
Covered by you mean?
No. So like, if they're giving me rent and like they're not there, like why micromanage them? If it's gonna be I'm gonna get the same amount.
Right. Yeah.
So like, and if they want to stay later and make money,
That's
or
on them.
come in on if they want to come in on a weird day and a weird time, that's on them. Like they both have their keys, and that's really it. Like it's hard to micromanage. It's like
you shouldn't anyway.
Yeah, we're all grown men.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
you don't want to micromanage anyone. Like even like little stuff, like it's like why do it? Like why is the AC on too? Like it's not like
Put a hoodie on, man.
Why?
I try to make everybody
Put
go. So like little stuff like that, I try not to micromanage. But
so you're not micromanaged, but this is a long debate.
Okay.
and you don't have to go in depth or anything, but just you could even give a short answer or whatever answer you want to give. Are you a fan of booth rental or percentage or a mixture?
I would love a mixture, you know, but I think it's only fair since like these guys have been with me for so long. Like, why even?
Right, I mean, your situation.
But the new guys, like new guys that come in, yeah, definitely I put them on percentage.
Okay, cool.
Unless they could really prove that they have clientele and they could pay me rent, then it's different. Like I had a guy that he came to me, he's like, yo, I could pay you rent. And I known him. He used to come my here when I was a kid, and he came to my shop to work. And I knew he was good for it. I knew he had clientele. So I just, gave him, you know, he worked with us for like a year and a half, 2 years. And then he just left. So like after he left, then that's when we did a renovation of just making 3 chairs. Because it was just, I realized like, all right, there's just like too many personalities.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
One cup, right? And
he had his clientele, you know, like, but if someone were to come to me today and like, listen, I just got out of barber school, you know, I'm really like passionate about it. I think you should not don't listen to me, but I think if it was me, I would put them on percentage because like you're risking your business too. You know what I mean? Like you're risking your reputation and like, oh man, I got a haircut there. Look what you did to me. And where? Oh, here. And you know what I mean? So like, and you know,
live in the cut.
Yeah, man. Live in the cut, man. Yeah. So like, you don't want, you know, you're taking a risk. You know what I mean? So like,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been in business for 10 years, winning for 10 years. You know, it's one thing to win for one season, but to do it consecutive, you know, now in double digits is one thing. And I'm sure there's like ups and downs, right? 10 years is a big feat, but I'm sure there's, you know, days where you're like, or moments in this whole journey where you were like,
damn,
like, yo, what do we do? What am I
That
doing
keep
here?
going.
Or like, you know, some stuff, you know, so like,
yeah.
what do you say is like in this 10-year run, you know, that's something that till this day that is still something that you're figuring out and that you would, you know, or you've.
No, I definitely know the answer for this. So in my case, I was always like, I had a problem with saying no to people, you know, and like, because I always like growing up as a barber and like always saying yes because I wanted to build my clientele. I always got used to just saying, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. And I had to find like a happy medium since I have a family now, I have a wife, to just be like, all right, that's it. I can't. But then what happens is, you know, like you lose people, you know, and you know, you might lose people that you never wanted to lose as a client, or, and, you know, and sometimes you know, let's say I'm cutting someone for years, and you know, like all of a sudden I can't do their hair, and then you know, the sad thing is that when you say no to someone, they only remember the no's.
The no's, yeah.
No one remembers the times that you like stood late, or you opened up early,
Right.
That's a fact.
or or you like gave them like a nice, like, you know, they could tell, so they only remember, oh man, he said no, oh man, let me go down here, or like, which is sad,
very.
but they might really need a haircut, or they might really want to feel confident about themselves, so like they go here, oh, this is more convenient, he's always going to say yes, so they found another yes, you know, so like, because it's saying no to people is tough for me, because like,
It's in our nature, man. It's
it's
just
just
like it's a Filipino thing.
Whatever you're doing
like,
is not that hard. It's doing
hospital people.
yeah, and you know, I've lost plenty of people. But
Stop asking him for late night cuts.
no one asks me anymore, man. No more stuff.
No more
everyone understands.
No more
now.
squeezing in.
It's a no.
I don't mind it, but if I could do it, like
Do you
people
charge
don't-
them extra though when they do
No, because like we all have relationships with each other, so it's like I hate like people are like, yo, cut my hair, man. Come on your day off. I'll cut you. Let me cut my hair and I'll give you like $200-300 or whatever. You know, so like I'm like, yo, they've been my client for so long. If I could do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But like I feel guilty doing it for that much, because it's like
It's the same haircut you're gonna get 3 weeks from now.
and it's like, you know, like I don't know, man. It's just like,
no, I feel you on that.
No, but if you're going out of your way, bro.
I understand this. So like people are like, you know, like during the pandemic, people are offering money, and I'm like, damn, man, it's kind of, you know, I kind of need it. You know, like you're tapping into your savings week by week, and you're like, damn, I got bills, because bills kept going, but you know, just the money wasn't coming in, so you just like, damn, I could use an extra couple hundred or whatever, you know. So that one I wasn't really saying no to anyone. Well, I actually was, because it was still kind of dangerous out there. So, but anyway,
do you think that is not saying no contributes to the longevity of your career thus far, or like is there something else?
No, actually, I think saying no, like, is good for my longevity, because I'm not standing for like 14 hours anymore. You know what I mean? So like people don't understand. People are like, oh, it's just a shape up. It's just a line up. It's just like it really quick. I got a haircut last week. It'll be fast. No, no, you know what I mean, right?
I don't feel like last week though.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, so for the longevity of it, I think it's better for myself and for you too. Like, you don't want to stay late. You don't want to get people used to coming late. Especially like, you know, we don't work in Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? And my neighborhood is not great at night. Once it gets dark,
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, who the hell's outside? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you don't want to be like, oh man, now I gotta. And the nerve of people, you stay late for them, they don't even wait for you to leave sometimes. Oh, right? No, right or wrong?
Yeah.
So like,
dipping out the shop.
Oh man, I gotta go.
Close the door, buddy.
Yeah. So like, you know, I'm not pointing anyone out, but like, it's just situations that I've been in.
Oh man,
I'm not telling anyone to wait for me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
felt
like,
that. Someone felt that, so
it doesn't. You
gotta
know,
wait.
Like,
you gotta wait.
I would say like saying no. You just, I guess, you just have to like really think about it like long term. Like, do you really want to keep doing this and like stay late and like for what? You know what I mean? Like, then you start doing the calculations. Oh man, I missed out on this.
No, then you already lost. That's how I realize. It's like once you start number crunching in your head for like the amount of time that you did or whatever, that's when it's already a downhill battle. You know, because then you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Like everything is pissing you off. Man, this guy done left without me. Left me here to lock up on my own now.
Yeah.
You know,
I've done that where like I've crunched the numbers and the hours I've worked, and I'm like, yo, how did I work 70 hours? And it's like, I divide that, and it's like, yo, I made $8 an hour this week, or like $10 an hour. You know what I mean? No, don't do it.
Yeah.
It might change the game.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's just, I think what helped out a lot was actually like getting on the app too, because like, yo, I'm not available on the app. I'm not available. You know what I mean? Because like, that's your time. You know what I mean? And like, I price my time.
Of course.
Like, I just price my time. It's just better that way.
Right. No, I'm getting. You got kids now. You got
like, this is already at, how much are we at right now?
I should have gotten a haircut.
I'm only kidding.
But as far as
listen,
like,
as long as you don't let me walk out of here alone.
No.
So let's talk about networking, right? Because no matter what business you're in, you networking.
Mm-hmm.
It only does you justice.
Yeah.
How important was networking as a barber versus when you were in the store and getting the name of the shop or the location of the shop to having people walk in and basically like you going out there and networking versus people, the barbershop giving them you clients or leads or whatever.
So what we did in the beginning, I would say the first year, two, there was a street fair. I bought a Giants jersey and a Jets jersey. It was like during football season, and I was like, we handed out flyers, free. We handed out raffle tickets, like free raffles, and we showed a picture of the jerseys, and the drawing would be at like this time. So like we're giving to a crowded out street fair on Jamaica Avenue. People were like, "What, free?" Like people didn't believe it. So I was like, "You have to be present in order to win." So like we did that. People will come in. We did that as marketing. That was like without social media.
But so when they get the raffle and they get the
so raffle, you get a raffle ticket. Drawing was at like 2:00. I think we did it. So if you're present, you had the winning ticket. They got the jersey.
But you were using that to just gain contacts
to get people in
Yeah.
for the people that were just starting out. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
And
this
just to
was at
create
the
a
bar?
buzz.
This
Yeah,
was at
yeah.
the bar. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And just to create a buzz. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And we also did like student haircuts. We made like signs, back to school specials, and we did everything. Like, you know, just try to get people in, and then because you know I'm on the side of Jimmy Gavin. So the barbershop that I first worked in was on the corner, the Goodfellas one, the one that I know the owner and landlord. But then he moved it to the side. But his space that was open was on the side for me. It wasn't the corner. The corner is like mad expensive.
So you're a little bit.
I'm a little off the side.
Oh,
So now,
So that was expensive because corner properties, commercial properties, are always sky high, and I get attest to that. So I had to create like people to make that turn and come in. You know what I mean?
This was at your shop.
At my shop, yeah.
Okay, but what I'm so these were your market. So you had, you know, obviously you had to come up in creative ways for marketing. I like the jersey idea actually. That's pretty cool. But networking though, right? So networking meaning like.
No, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I got off topic. I'm sorry.
No, because I like that though. Because I want to talk about marketing too. Because
that makes sense.
A lot of people think it's just I'm nice at what I do. I'm
like,
nice
forget
at.
the corner. Let's go off the side.
Yeah.
So,
you know, again, a lot of people just think it's like the talent is going to get you where you want to be, but it's like, nah, it's a business, and you have to go out there and fish, literally, for the people that you want to come into your organization, to your business. So it's like, you know, like for me, it's to no surprise that a lot of people in my network, or that I cut their hair, or that I do business with, are basketball.
Yeah, same.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, where are you getting? How are you like? Well, how was it like networking for you? Were you, or were, like I said, were you relying, like I said, on the location of the shop to just bring you clients?
Not really, because right now I would say about only 20% live in the neighborhood where I work, and everyone else travels. Like, shout out to all the people that travel to me, man. You know, like
for real. If you travel to any of us.
Because no, I really appreciate it. I may not seem like I do because I'm always like, they always say I'm in a bad mood sometimes. I'm like, but you know, whatever.
it's probably at 11 o'clock at night.
No, not even. Just but
So you got a lot of your network from the stuff that you're doing now.
From the stuff that I do, like even like the gym, basketball, like eating at a restaurant, or like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, you know what it is? Like, I'm always like, not that I'm talkative, or that I go up to people like, hey, or whatever.
Promoting it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, like, people just ask, like, you know, when you meet someone, people always ask you, like, oh, what do you do? You know, like, that's how it was before. And I don't know if it's still like that now because I don't even go out anymore. But people always like, oh, what do you do? You know, so like I say I'm a barber, and they're like, barber? You know, like, it always like.
So we always need one of those guys.
Yeah. So that helped out a lot. Just like being, I guess, out there. You know, like I really didn't do that much on like social media and stuff like that, like in networking. But
love that. That's a good
fact.
Because a lot of people also is like, I got, you know, also you were also on the climb of your business probably when social media wasn't as popping as it is now.
Yeah. Definitely.
Not to say that you need it, you know, as a tool. Depending where you are in your business, but definitely, I can see the networking aspect of like just being at open gym and like.
Yeah, like, oh, when like people hear like, oh, Joel, let me get a haircut, or like when you're playing, I'm like, I would always say, yo, I'm not Joel the barber, I'm Joel the basketball player.
Jay, matter of fact, Jay goes, who's the best 3-point shooter in the Filipino community? Hold on.
That's a Filipino community.
This is like a topic. This came out left field. Hold on. So best 3-point shooter. I mean, he got a nice Jimmy, man. I'm not gonna front.
I would say 3-point. If he would have said like mid-range game, I would say myself, man.
I'm putting him up there. Jay, I'm putting him up there, Jay.
Not 3-pointer, man.
I'm putting him up there. And then that's a tough one, man. But
in the Filipino, I mean, I play with a lot of old heads, man. So like,
who's so for those who don't know, I also met, you know, we've had a class in basketball. Like that's how I meet a lot of people, again, just networking, just playing ball. And then like out of nowhere, for some reason they always end up being barbers as well. Like, you know, so what do you think? Who do you know in the basketball community right now? Who do you think is
Like lights out?
yeah, lights out? This is Jason.
Oh
right here.
man, I would say shout out to damn man,
You
there's
don't
so
have-
many, man.
Jay-
I don't want to hurt
Jay-
anybody's feelings.
Jay, we
You
know.
know, I'm just gonna keep it to myself because there's a lot of good.
I'm gonna say Jay too because Jay played.
Jay's up there.
Jay played with me this
Jay
past
got a
season, and he's a halfie, so he counts. But,
Oh, halfies count.
Yeah,
Okay.
halfies count.
Okay.
You're half.
Not the dog.
There's a lot.
What was I gonna say? And then he asked, "Who's funnier, Zagata or CJ?" That's funny.
Oh, he asked who's funnier. I think you know CJ was here.
Yeah,
Oh, CJ's the one that came to get his hair braided. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, sorry about
Um,
They're both funny too.
these are my guys, man. We got to goof. That's funny. That caught me off guard.
So sorry, Jay. I'm not gonna answer that question, man. I don't want to. I might play with some guys and like, why didn't you tell me it was me? If
We
they're
gotta
watching.
get the
the elbow.
We'll let the open gym, we'll let the game do the talking. But so we've been on here for a little under an hour, chopping up Pete. You know, we've been here for a little bit.
About
What I like to do at the end of these segments, not that we're cutting it off, but towards the end, I definitely like everyone to ask. You know, if they have any questions, feel free to ask questions. Best 3-point shooter questions are you can ask that, I guess. But you know, for me, like one, if you guys are on here and still rocking, make sure you drop a like and a share. That would be appreciated. But what I will say is, if you do have a question, make sure you save it to the end, and you know, we'll get to it. But as those questions come in, what I would like to ask, you know, is you know, 10 years, man. Most people have a hard time getting off their feet the first year, 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it that's like that's been the like what is it about the system that you have going on that is continuing to win after 10 years?
I would say it's just like building relationships with people, and because when you build a relationship with someone, you know, you want to see that person like succeed, and like people that come to me, like they might not say it, but I could feel that they want me to stay in business. You know what I mean? And that goes with me too. Like I see people like you. My boy Sean just opened up a sneaker store in Forest Hills. I want him to succeed too, you know, like, because I've been there, you know, like you just want to keep supporting them, and like you support the good, you know, you support good people. Like you've been to restaurants and like the owner came out, asked you how everything is, and like, damn man, that was really nice, you know, like
Yeah.
I want them to do good, you know, so let's go back there. Like, you know, it's a big difference from like when you get like bad service and like people just like take you for granted sometimes, you know. So like I try not to take anyone for granted, you know, and just try to keep building relationships with the people that walk in, because you just never know who walks in, you know, especially like starting off like in a business. Like I'm pretty sure like you've had people walk in here and you're like, oh wow, you do that, you know, or like you check their IG and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like just little stuff like that, and just keep, you know, me is just like, I never, like, as I said before, like I don't really burn bridges. I don't really have like bad juju with anyone. You know what I mean? And I, you know, maybe they have bad juju with me, but I wouldn't know. Like, I don't know. You know, like,
that's all you.
yeah, like I worry about my family, myself, and then
that's it.
you know, and all my customers, friends, or you know, I always have like a good relationship with people, and you know, just that's really it. And they, like those people want you to be good, you know, like they want you to succeed, and you know, they're like, I'm pretty sure no one wants to say, "Damn, Joel goes down," you know, like.
I would never.
Yeah, you know, like you don't want that,
Right.
you know. So like, and they'll just talk good about you, you know. So like, oh man, I got my haircut here, man. Oh yeah, you know, like just blah 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 blah, and you know, just like I don't know. I guess that's really it. You know, it's pretty simple.
I mean, throughout this whole,
not that it's simple, but
like I feel like throughout this whole talk, that's it's pretty obvious that you obviously are very good with your relationships, burning the bridges. You know, it's something that we don't want to do. And that's like even something as little as like you said, the owner saying hello. You know what I'm saying?
Simple.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
It's definitely it makes it more personable.
Yeah.
I feel that a lot, especially from people that don't know whoever the owner is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh shoot, that guy was the owner, and went out his way.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the so going back to the jerseys and different marketing things? What are some of the craziest marketing things that you did to like?
One, there was this. As soon as you said that, something like rang up to me. One of the guys that was renting a chair at the time, he was like, "Yo, I come in early all the time. Let's do an early bird special." Like, we were already at that time. We were going cheap because we wanted people to come in. You know what I mean? So we were at like $8 Wednesdays, but he's like, "Nah, let's do early bird special for $7." This is like 9 years ago. $7. So the worst part about that is that one, he wasn't there. So
I was gonna say that. He probably wasn't even there.
Two, maybe he was there like once or twice. Two, the people that were there didn't want to do it for $7. So they're like, but then you have to honor it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just take the stupid sign down because this is horrible. This is a really bad idea. Don't do that, Josh.
All right. Okay.
You have more.
So that's one that didn't work.
Have some integrity, man.
Right.
That really hurt my integrity. I was like, damn, man, I really had to do this for them.
You started with $10, bro.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like, like as a shop owner, you want everyone to be happy. You know what I mean? So like, you don't want like.
That's the no.
You don't like hearing them complain or like what you don't like seeing them like not doing anything and like you want them to win too. You know what I mean? So like, and sometimes I feel bad because like I'm so busy, and like like I feel bad because like maybe the other guys that aren't as like maybe one of them isn't as busy when I'm busy or like it happens to me too. Like, oh man, this guy canceled on me and I'm just doing nothing. But like I cherish those times. Like not to knock on wood, but sometimes it's like a gift.
Right.
Like you just needed like an extra like 15-20 minutes to yourself.
You gotta explain.
Yeah.
Right.
So like
I already know.
I need time.
But yeah, that was a really bad one. The $7 early bird special from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
So you show up.
That's the early bird.
Because it's like
I'm charging extra to come in at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it'd be reverse.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, you want to get a haircut before you go to work?
But you know what? It didn't really bring a lot of people in, so that's why another reason why.
What's one that worked that you think that worked better?
You know what I think worked the best was the back to school because we had a sign from the whole store. It was a huge sign that my brother-in-law made for me. It was like back to school from this date to this date, like $8 haircuts for all students under like 13 or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I love that.
And
that
cutting kids is just like that's the future of your shop, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, you don't want to be.
That makes
you don't want to just keep cutting like the guys that are on the streets. You don't want to keep cutting the guys that are on the streets because one, you don't know when they're gonna get locked up or like that's. But they pay good. Yeah. But then you want to bring the young customers in. You want them to get affiliated. You want them to feel comfortable. You want because then they'll always feel comfortable and come back. And so now I think some of the kids that we cut from the back to school special are in their like 20s now. And adult prices, like $35, $40. Exactly. So it's like, like that helped out a lot, I think. And it brought people in too. It was a big sign too.
So again, I see a lot of people that are on here. If you guys have a question, this would be your time to ask it. If not, like I said, this is it's all good. I do have.
He said, "Don't gas me. I'm joking." No, you're not. No, you're not, Jason.
Jason. This is what I would say. One of the questions I did want to ask was: so you obviously started off $7, $10, right? Mm-hmm. And now you are where you are now. How was it explaining your price jump? Because again, there's people that sell whatever business that they're in, and wondering if they should do a price raise, how they do a price raise. Like, how was your strategy on that?
You know what? It really wasn't that much of a strategy because that was more towards to get the people in. So like the newer customers. But at that time, most of my customers were already giving me like 25, 30. But to jump from 25, 30 to like 35, 40, 50 now was a little weird because it's like, how do you raise a price on people that you build relationships and friendships with? Because then it's like, oh, now you're putting a price on our relationship, you know? And it's a tough like thing to do, but it's just like, I honestly think that the pandemic helped a little bit because it's like, you have reason. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I gotta buy this now. I gotta do this. I gotta stay protected. And now it's like, you know, it's a bigger risk of you cutting someone's hair. So it's like, now you have to raise your prices and you know, like, I'm of course happy I raised my prices. You know, like, not that money makes you, not the money part. It's I brought more value to myself. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, like, yeah, you know, like you might charge someone like, oh, just give me 25 or 30 for that because you didn't do too much work. But then they still like, no, here, take this because they value you.
Yes.
So it's all about like being valued and feeling appreciated at the time. So like, I was happy that happened because then I started feeling like some like self-worth.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Something's happening. Like,
yeah,
like, do something right.
DJ says, I got kids in with Santa pictures. What's up with these?
Oh yeah, I did that too, man. Every year we were doing free pictures with Santa.
But were you Santa?
No. I hired a guy. Like he would walk up the block. His name is John. He's like an older man, like a Vietnam vet, and like.
Okay.
And I dressed him.
Might have to dress you up, boy.
Yeah, that helped out a lot too. I forgot about that. But the thing is that we were doing that every year. So like I would set a date. The first time I did it, it was like 2 days we did it. Then the next year, I think it was like less time for us to do it because I'd rather have everyone compact in there and just get it all done at once. And we would give out. No, we didn't do it since the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Because the kids were like going on the labs.
Are you gonna bring it back this year?
But I still do. I'm not sure. I just rather give out the gift. We would make like gift bags, gifts. People will donate stuff to give to the kids. But the sad thing is that there's always people there that just want to take advantage. You know?
Yeah, of
so
course.
like, this is off topic, but there was this lady that we noticed that she changed her kids' clothes so they could get another gift.
Oh, that's tough. That's a lot of work. That's
Exactly.
a lot of work.
I still have the pictures of the two different outfits that she sent her daughter in. But anyway, that's not the reason why we stopped it. We stopped it because of that. But we do still give gift bags and
that's cool.
healthy gift bags too, man. You know?
That's what's up. I like that.
Yeah.
No, because I think being able to come up with different texts like that is really what on the being in the trenches of it all really is. It's like, bro, what are we gonna do right now? Is it just the same day-to-day operations, or do we gotta come up with new things on and on?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it is with winning for so long. It's like think about the Warriors, with their run right now. You know what I'm saying? Like again, I'm not they're just the one in our era that I can relate to. But like, even you can any championship team, that's won multiple in a row. It's like, all right, cool. You have to adapt because people know your game. People know your strategies. People know your go-tos, and now you got to hit them with something completely different next year so you can win this whole championship again. And that's exactly what you're doing, and obviously in our world. And that's, again, winning for 10 years is not
that's not easy.
It's not luck.
Nope.
Winning 4 championships in a row, again, not luck.
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah, bro. It's
that's amazing, bro.
Hopefully for another 10 and I'll retire, right?
Another 10.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Like, how long are you still planning to cut hair? Are you still gonna have a shop?
I keep telling people that I'm gonna retire in 10 years, and they're like, nah.
But you'll still have your shop open though. Like, you'll retire in 10 years, but you'll have your shop and have others working, or you're just out.
That's a good question, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell my contacts to someone.
Ooh. You don't have to know right now. You don't have to know
That's
right
a
now.
good-
You know,
you can
but
do
I like
that
to,
too.
you know,
That's
People
smart.
on the streets do. You know?
Yeah.
that's my network.
No, I'm only kidding. I would definitely pass it down. To
All your
someone.
clients just now were just like,
No.
Damn.
I'm saying to myself that you know what it is. It's just that I have to say that to myself that I'm gonna retire in 10.
Of course. Make it happen.
Because it's just like I'll try to make it happen, but you know, in reality, hopefully,
it could be soon.
It could be booming. You know, it could be a lot of things can happen in 10 years, bro.
I doubt it. But I'll try, man. I'm trying, man.
Somebody's there was a question here that I saw that I'll get to since somebody else says LMYC says, what do you do in your spare time other than basketball?
Yo, man. I take care of my kids, and when I have time, when they're asleep, I do play Call of Duty. I am guilty of that.
That's
All right, you happy?
They've been denying it.
I'm not saying I'm good. I'm pretty bad, but you know, it's a way to
Just
like,
kill time.
yeah, and you know, like
Mentally.
it's mostly with my boys, and like you know, we don't go out anymore. We're all older. You know what I mean? So it's a way for us to like talk and like.
40? Not old.
Nah,
It's not, but we're just more chill.
Yeah.
Like
We're definitely
we
more.
appreciate we appreciate other things then.
He's like, yeah, got it. So if you want it,
Huh?
make
I'm
sure
with you on that.
Yeah, make sure you add him so we can see his skills on Call of Duty. I seen him with the wall hacks. So as we end this off, right? As we end this off, this podcast has been amazing. There's a lot, man. This podcast is gonna be on this is on YouTube. This is gonna be forever here. People could rewatch this
Forever?
Yeah,
Forever.
I mean, for as long as YouTube's around. So people are going to be able to tap in to this and rewatch this and get all this information. What I would say is what do you want to leave to the person? What are you leaving to the person that just started their business and is going to look to see year 10 like you are?
Oh man, I guess you just gotta. I mean, hopefully they're young enough, but you just gotta keep hustling and keep going for it because like you might be able to make a sale or a haircut at like, I don't know, 10, 12 at night. And, that person will be your repeating customer, I guess, until you could tell them no.
I feel that.
But you just got to keep going, and do it your way, basically. Because, I'm pretty sure you hear this all the time. Like, yo, Job, you should do this, man. You should do this. And it's just like, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you can say no.
yeah, you guys can say no. But it's just like, do it your way. That way, you're more passionate about it instead of like, I guess, oh man, this guy told me. But, taking ideas also, Al and Augie giving me great ideas. Like, I'm not going to take credit for like everything that I said, like that we did.
Yeah, the team.
It's a team, it's a team effort,
Right.
good environment in your store. You're going to bring people in, and you're going to get the buzz. Like you're not going to get buzz if there's like beef in the store. Like,
Yeah,
you don't get that buzz. You don't want that buzz, like, not to say this, but, the stigma of like barbershops is like, one, illegal, like loud music or like, oh, I don't trust that person.
The stereotype.
So like, the stereotype.
Yeah.
So, oh man, what is this? Joel, what?
He says, Joseph Manso is Augie.
Oh.
Basketball draft.
Oh, I do a basketball. You're saying mention of basketball. We do a basketball live draft in this shop too.
What does that mean?
Like fantasy basketball
Fancy.
draft.
They do it.
Oh,
shop. That's
fancy.
cool.
You do a live draft with like ping pong balls and like with people's names
Oh,
on it.
that's fun. That's fun.
I gotta get in on this.
Yeah, it's a league. It's a tough league, man.
People are commissioner.
No. Augie's the commissioner.
Oh, okay.
It's,
we get on this thing. We gonna find out.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you hype about the basketball draft. So let us know.
Word.
Let us know what we got to do. But I had an episode, not too long ago with one of my good friends and mentors, June, and he said the same thing, man. It's just doing it your way, or do it your way, or don't do it at all, really. Because and I felt that because it's like if I'm not doing it in
What's
my
the point,
vision,
bro?
it's like, what's the point?
man?
or I'm just not going to be as invested.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I feel that. So, been getting cuts. Been getting cuts for over 20 years.
Who said that? That's probably true.
Valid. I mean, I don't know if that's his name, but
That's probably the fresh guy. My name is Fresh.
P-A-N-G.
Oh, Punch.
Punch. Okay.
Yeah. He was in a shop that I worked in at my first shop that I worked in, and they
Shout out to Punch, man. 20 years.
20 years, long time.
yeah, that shop actually got robbed at gunpoint.
Yikes.
Yeah, and he was in there too.
That time.
With his son and his baby mom at the time.
No, that's
Yeah.
like my biggest fear.
Yeah, yep.
This is
My
how much of a
biggest
blessing
fear.
this is. So that shop that he was in, I quit because I was there early, right? And the owner, I was on percentage, and the owner wasn't there. Like no one was there to open the shop, no manager, nothing. So I kept calling him. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Can I curse here? So,
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? F this. I'm not working today. I'll just work out of my house, which my mom lived up the block. So I worked up the block. I quit. The owner calling me. Can Joel come back? Talking to my mom. Tell Joel I love him. That was the only. I don't even know if that's burning a bridge, but I take it as a blessing because 2 weeks after that shop got robbed at gunpoint. And then I'll give you another blessing. This is how much God loves me. 2005, when I was working with Al, I tore my ACL and meniscus, and I was out of the shop for like 2-3 weeks, cutting hair on a stool or whatever.
Yeah.
And during that time, that shop got robbed at gunpoint too, while I wasn't in there. And luckily, everyone's okay, you know. So
Right. I mean, yeah, it was bro. Biggest fear ever.
yeah,
Which is why,
you gotta say no to people.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that.
protect.
I'm
You gotta
But it can happen broad daylight too. It can happen anytime.
protect your energy, man. Protect
Word.
your energy. Protect
Not
your-
everyone's
protect-
allowed.
So,
I'm sorry.
but man, there was so much to I can't wait to rewatch this too, man, and really break
Oh no,
down.
I don't
bro.
want to rewatch it.
You don't got to rewatch it. You can. A lot of people say they don't like listening to themselves. I get that a lot. But what I will say, you know, as we cut this
It was
week,
fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But no, man, it's fun.
What I
It's
do
a
want to say
lot
is,
of good
again,
things.
bro, you've been
Relationship is key.
Yeah, relationship is
That's it.
definitely.
You've been winning for a long time.
Thank you, man.
know,
Thank you.
been
You
10
keep
years,
saying it,
bro.
man. You make
Bro.
me feel like a winner.
You're a winner, bro.
I'm gonna walk out here with my chest high.
As you should, bro. And yo, I want to thank you, man, for
No,
jumping
thank you,
on here,
man.
bro. And
Thank you.
we'll
Definitely thank
we gotta catch up sooner than later.
Thank you.
Everyone that tapped in on the YouTube page, on the some people on Twitch, some people on Facebook, make sure you like the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, so you can see our next episode. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. We'll be back here again with a new episode. And again, this will be up, and you can catch the recordings and rewatch this whole episode. And see who has a good 3-point jump shot. Or
Was Mickey watching this?
I didn't see. I'm
I
sure.
want Mickey because Mickey has a video that he always posts to me.
Oh, I think
It's
it's
with my eyes, and I was like, I drank a whole bunch of Monster drinks. That was the time that I introduced myself to you, and my eyes wouldn't stop moving, and I'm sitting still, and my eyes are just like.
When you were getting the cut.
I was like pretending to get a haircut.
Yeah.
And my eyes wouldn't stop moving, and it was the craziest video. And then they put on New York 1.
Hey, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Mickey
see?
probably on a vacation right now.
Yeah.
We gonna get
It's somewhere.
But listen, I appreciate y'all for jumping on here. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Make sure you tap in. Joel, thanks for being here again.
Thank you,
And
man.
congratulations.
Thank you.
We need a shop. We all need a shop owner basketball run. Word.
That'll be cool.
I definitely want to make that happen.
There'll be they should do a basketball owner shop Filipino league.
Ooh, we'll make it happen.
It'll be 4 teams. 5 teams.
right. Now we can make it. We can mix it up. I know there's a bunch of talented barbers out there, man. So appreciate y'all, love, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Live in the cut. And